from the young man that the writing on the sand was a mantra intended for him and for which he had served the sage faithfully for 12 years. The woman said that she would give him the palm leaf only if he served her very dutifully for 12 years. She also wanted to be served. The disciple was determined to get the mantra at any cost, agreed to serve her. The young man looked after the donkeys and served the woman for many years, living upon the food given by her. One day, he could not get the food from her, and he went about in search of food. At that time, he learned that the king of the region had been feeding the poor for a long time, and that he might be able to get food if he went to the feeding place. So on going there, he learned that the king had stopped the feeding from that day because he did not yield the result he was expecting from it. The king had started poor feeding on the advice of his preceptor, who had told him that he would have a son if a truly godly man ate the food that he would serve to the poor. A bell was kept in the palace, and when it rang by itself, that would be the sign that a godly man had partaken of the king's food. As the feeding had gone on for a long without the bell ringing, the king decided to stop the feeding. That was the very day when the young disciple went to the feeding place, and learning that all the vessels used for cooking the food had been sent to the river for cleaning, the young man hastened to the river bank to find out whether some food scraped from the vessels would be available for him. So he found some crumbs at the spot and started eating them. And that very moment, the bell in the palace started ringing. The king was startled to hear the bell and immediately sent out the messengers to find out who was the person who had eaten the food that day, which made the bell ring. After the inquiries, the messengers traced the young man at the river and brought him to the king. The king was overjoyed on seeing the young man because he felt that he would soon have a son. He offered the young man half his kingdom and invited him to stay on with him. The young man told the king his whole story and said that he was not interested in the kingdom or anything else, but only in the mantra from his guru, which was now in the keeping of the woman with the donkeys. The young man insisted that a palm leaf earring worn by the woman should be obtained without any compulsions. The king sent out men to place that woman, who was brought before him, learning that she was an acrobat who could perform feats on a rope. The king asked her to demonstrate her skill before the queen, who was now there. As she was dancing on the rope, he asked her whether she could catch 2 diamond earrings he would throw at her and wear them while dancing on the rope. She readily agreed. Catching them on her hands, she took out the palm leaf rings from her earlobes, cast them down and wore the diamond earrings in their place. As the palm leaf rings dropped down, the young man rushed towards them and eagerly read the message inscribed therein. Immediately, after reading the mantra, the young man secured instant illumination and liberation thereafter. So the lesson is, a spiritual aspirant should have such determination and preparedness for any kind of sacrifice to achieve his goal. Do we have that? That's the question. Anyway, if we don't have it. Be strong, be determined, be steadfast. All this combined together is called Shraddha. There is no clear definition for Shraddha. Shraddha includes so many things. Steadfastness, strong determination, strong dispassion, all this included in the word Shraddha. That is, the whole energy must be totally focused on the mantra when you are meditating. When you are repeating every mantra, you should hear yourself when you are repeating it. So when you are doing japa, your whole attention should be on the mantra, not on anything else. But how many people can do that? When they are thinking about God, they think of so many things coming across. Oh Swami, mind is distracted. 5 minutes I sit. Remaining 55 minutes, mind is running here and there. 1 hour is set. That 1 hour, only 5 minutes was valuable, 75 minutes wasted. Because of distraction of the mind. Why distraction? Because mind was full of desires and so many things. Actions and reactions associated with bad people, worldly people, becoming more and more worldly instead of becoming spiritual. So, what to do? So one has to be careful about all the details about spiritual discipline. So, that's how it is. Once upon a time, King Janak, very great Brahmajnani, he sent a message to the people in his kingdom. If there be amongst you a great scholar, a Pandit, a Mahatma, a Yogi, a Maharshi, a sage, whoever he may be, let him come and teach me the knowledge of Atman. In his message he said that he expected to attain Atma-Jnana, that is self-knowledge, within a matter of few moments of being properly instructed. Even while climbing onto his horse, before he was completely settled onto it, he should have attained Atma-Jnana. He said, if the person offering to teach me Atma-Jnana is not able to accomplish this task of providing me an experience of instant illumination, then I don't want to see him, even if he is the greatest scholar, or the most learned person, or the highly educated person in the land. So that was his declaration. Well, all the Pandits and Rishis were a little frightened by this requirement. They saw that this would be a severe test of their scholarship and learning. And so on, none dared to come forth and offer himself to instruct the king and meet the conditions that had been posed. It was at this point that the boy Ashtavakra, great Rishi, he was at that time a boy, he entered the kingdom. While he was going on the road towards the capital city of Mithlapura, he met a number of people coming from there, including scholars and pandits. All of them had long faces, looking worried and grief-ridden. Ashtavakra asked them, what was the cause for their worry and grief? They explained to him all the things that had happened. But Ashtavakra couldn't understand why they should get frightened over such a small thing. He added, I will gladly solve the problem for the king. So, he directly entered the court of Janaka. And thus the king